to put an image to this, there's an Italian proverb that I heard about yesterday. If you take a spoon of shit into a barrel of wine, you have a barrel of shit. If you take a spoon of wine into a barrel of shit, what do you have? A barrel of shit. We have lots of AI models that are just ranting out what people write to them. That's what we have. So what we're seeing is, what you see when you see a picture made by an AI is just whatever, it's just a picture. But it's worse when you see websites that are clearly written by an AI, but they're kind of trying to make it think that it's a human who wrote it. And that's basically called AI slop. Have you heard of AI slop before?
No, what is that?
AI slop is basically just some guy, some random person or a company, most likely it's a person, just having a large language model or an AI, just generating arbitrary websites. They can be how to bake grandma's apple pie. It could be how to repair your bike. It can be best headphones in 2024 or whatever. Just making a website with some content that is generated by a large language model. And then he puts that onto the website and then just put ads on the website. And that's basically it.
So it's like a one-man's band.
Yeah, it is. And it's called Slop because it's generated by a large language model. And the guy most likely have no idea what is generated. He's not fact-checking anything. It actually has a big implication that you might think.
Like, for example?
For example, because first, just, do you know what a large language model is? I'm just kind of very high level. Do you know what it is? Yes, you use it every day.
Yeah, like Chad.
Yes, exactly.
Copilot. Copilot.
Exactly. Those models, they only know natural language, the language you speak. So how they work is that you take a small amount of information, that's what you write as a prompt, and it gives you a large text. It just packs and paddens information with just verbal garbage.
Okay.
And then they put that verbal garbage, or say you put it online. So now you've taken a small sentence of information and turned into a big page of slop, or just verbal. Just verbal. No, that's not the word I wanted. Whatever. Okay, not. So the prompt just turns into just words, just long text that is patterned with garbage. Most likely, most of the information is not even correct.
Okay.
And then that is online, and then when someone else reads it, they're not sure if that's written by an AI or if it's written by a human. Most likely they will assume, oh, this is written by AI because we can notice how it's written and how wordy it is. So then they have to use an AI or a large language model themselves to compress that information back to the information that they want from that text. So in this way, large language models become just like translators, but for a large language model slop. So it's like you need a large language model to translate the slop generated by large language models. And this is a problem when the internet is more than 50% AI or large language model generated stuff. So, I mean, we all reached that point. So half of everything you see, not this video obviously, but half of everything else you see is generated by AI.
So it's fake.
Yeah, it is fake. But the important thing is that when it's text or information, it's not fact-checked. Because how a large language model works is that they train them on, they just basically they just let them loose on the internet for years.
Okay.
And they just go through every website they can find, and they take all the text from the website and they save it in their database, and they just keep going. They use something called web crawlers.
Oh, okay.
And they just scour websites. Like they cover the entire internet in years. Like it takes them years, but they get so much text, like trillions of documents.
Okay.
And they just gather all the text. And then they do very advanced mathematical computations on this text so that the large language model is just basically reading all these texts.
Right.
And it has almost in its memory every text ever written on the internet.
Okay.
So every forum, every post, every whatever, you know?
It's like a massive can.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
It's like laser scanning all the information that is available on the internet.
Yes, it's scanning all the text. So when you ask it something, it's just checking, where have I seen this before? Or where have I most likely seen something like this before? And it just runs its computations and just generates words that is like, okay, this is most likely what I saw on that website 2 years ago. It looked like this, whatever. It just generates a text for you and it gives it back to you. But then you decide, hey, this sounds really good. It's probably true. I'm going to take it verbatim. And you post it online. But it was false, let's say. In this case, it's false. And then the next large language model comes around and it scans your website. because it was like, hey, here is some data, some text that I'm going to use for my training set. But now it's reading false text. So now you basically polluted the training set without even realizing it. The LLMs are basically polluting their own training sets.
Oh.
So to put an image to this, there's an Italian proverb that I heard about yesterday. If you take a spoon of shit into a barrel of wine, you have a barrel of shit. If you take a spoon of wine into a barrel of shit, what do you have? A barrel of shit. So you take one piece of very faulty information into a large language model, and then it spews out this part of the information to something else or to other websites. You basically have information that you can't rely on.
Wow.
And I think the numbers were like, even if you assume 5% of all that, if you assume that 95% of everything on the internet is true, which, come on, let's get it real, 95%? Hi, come on.
No.
So let's assume 5% is false. Only if you take 5% that is false and spew it into LLMs that run 50% of the generated stuff online, you're going to reach in just a few generations an LLM that has no clue what results from an LLM that is just so false that it's just completely wrong.
Yeah, like it's feeding out of fake news, fake information, and then it's feeding back with the same pile of.
Have you seen The Human Centipede? Oh, okay, it's a horror movie. I Google it.
Oh.
But it's kind of like that. Imagine.
Okay, from which year that movie?
Oof, I don't know, a long time.
Okay.
But yes, okay, you can see how this is a problem because, would you ever trust a large language model? If you know that it's just whatever it gives you, the data it's training on, it can be just as faulty.
Yeah, no, that's scary.
Yeah. And even, but okay, the most important thing is that these AI companies, like, there are reasons to actually try to combat these AI companies.
Okay.
Like, there are reasons to rebel against these companies because what they're doing is fucking shady.
These companies, you mean?
Anthropic, OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, all of the big guys in large language models now. Because it's not AI. Machine learning and AI takes years of actual engineering and hard math and those actually solve problems. Like you can have machine learning in hospitals, for example. But they're very niched. They only know how to solve one specific problem.
Yes.
A large language model is not an AI.
No.
What a large language model is just text generator.
Yeah.
It's just chatbot. And so these companies falsely market it as AI, but it just takes text that was written by someone else.
Isn't like AI? I heard the other day in a podcast. I think the guy is called. His name is Patrick Boyle.
Okay.
He said that AI now is a term that is used for many companies because that hypes.
Yeah, exactly.
Their shareholding and their for investors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for a company to just add AI just out of
marketing because artificial intelligence sounds much cooler than large language model.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you gonna go to someone? Hey, you want to invest in some large language models for your company? They're gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. And you go like, hey, you want to invest in some artificial intelligence? Like, yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, like, do you want to have your own robot?
And so in tech circles, they say that naming LLMs, because that's what they are, don't get fool yourself, it's all LLMs. Mm-hmm. Naming them AI is one of the biggest tech scams like we've seen of the century. Like it's mad, almost it's maddening how they have managed to convince everyone that is an AI. Mm-hmm. And they do it because they want companies to buy AI, because companies like, well, of course we need AI, because if our rivals are using AI, we need AI.
Yeah.
So these tech companies created this. They were like, okay, we have a really good chatbot here.
Yeah.
It has no idea what it's giving you. It doesn't have any information. It doesn't know anything. It's just really convincing. That's the thing. It's just convincing. And they're like, hey, it's not an AI, but it looks like one. So why don't we just market it as an AI? Because people won't understand the difference anyway. And we just tell them that the AI revolution is here. Yeah. And that's why they marketed it, because they're not finished products. Like, no one has thought about how are we going to handle an internet where 50% is generated by LLMs and we just keep them going off themselves.
Uh-huh.
And we haven't thought about how are LLMs going to affect politics, global economics, global, how it's going to the global climate and we have no one thought about this. They all of a sudden one day they were just there because these companies knew like we can become billionaires overnight with this. This is the next thing. Like before it was the internet, now this is the new thing.
It's new techno-feudalism.
Yeah. And what happens is the problem is that it is actually cause for concern that these LLMs are going to cut many jobs from the market. Like it is a real thing because they're so good. What happens when half the workforce just doesn't have a job anymore? But what do you do?
I cry.
Because, yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, we think like, well, if half the people on the planet lose their job, then they don't earn any money, so they can't buy anything. So you basically kill off consumers. And consumers is what made these companies. But actually, it's not really true if you think about it, because we lose our consumption, but they already have money and wealth tied into assets and land and assets. You can say assets because they have land and assets that are basically priceless. And so you could have these elite companies just trading assets between each other, keeping their own little private economy. It's almost going to be like a little petri dish of their own little economy game, while the rest of us are just, you're just left out, and you don't have money? Well, too bad for you. And they're just going to be the ones like having their own economy going between each other. And they're going to still trade cars and money and food and all these things because they still going to have the assets. They don't need consumers.
Okay.
If you already own all the land and you already own all the assets, and what do you need consumers for?
Okay, and what is going to happen with the people?
Yeah, exactly. What's going to happen with people? Well, I'm okay on North Pole. You guys are fucked. So, I mean, of course, you want to come to my igloo, I'm going to, of course, with open door, I guess, with an open ice block, but just, it's melting, so just, maybe don't want to stay that long,
It's not going to hold so much people?
No, yeah, exactly. My floating raft is 5 people maximum, so what do you think about this?
I don't like what I'm hearing.
I understand that.
I'm having anxiety, like I'm getting into a panic attack. What is going to happen to us?
There's no cause to panic yet.
Okay.
Because actually, as I said, there is reason to rebel in these companies, and it's happening online as we speak. There are millions of brave souls fighting these companies as we speak. I can't endorse anything because it's YouTube.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can't say that you're going to go do cyber attacks. I can't say that.
No.
But I cannot say either there's a thing called data poisoning. I can't say that you should do that, but there is this thing. Okay. There's a thing called data poisoning. It's very interesting if you think about it. What you basically do is that you change metadata in whatever component or product.
Yes.
Let me restart again. I'll say, so cut and uncut. Okay.
Okay. What is data poisoning?
Yes. So why, let's say why I don't like these companies as Anthropic and OpenAI is that they're making billions. And you think like, wow, they made a really cool product. They're creating all these amazing things. Like their AI makes music and pictures, and it can create software, and it can write all these poems and whatever,
Yeah, all the creative stuff that now
all the creative stuff.
And just are complaining.
And it's like, wow, it's a really amazing product. So of course they should make billions because they really created like a genie.
Mm-hmm.
But actually it's not a genie. What they actually do is that they are using stuff like music, art, software created by other people for generations that has been stored online. And now they're just using that in their training data for their large language models and AIs.
And they had that information for free.
Yeah, they took it.
And now that you want gather information from them, they're like, no, it's subscription only.
So exactly. If you ask an AI to give you a piece of music, and it gives you a piece of music, that piece of music it generated is coming from scrambled parts that someone else have created a long time ago, or many people created a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not creating anything from scratch. It's just taking pieces of information that it has and just bundles it together and gives it to you. The analogy, or how do you say it, like the metaphor? Imagine you walk into a room full of artists.
Mm-hmm.
All of the artists have What?
Come here. Just come here. Okay, imagine what?
Well, imagine you walk into a room full of artists. And in this room, all the artists, they have their booths where they put their paintings. And what the artists do is that they put their paintings there. They spend time and energy painting a painting, hoping that you will buy it so that they can get the money back.
Wow.
An AI company is what? Okay. So the metaphor is very simple. Imagine that you have a room full of artists. And in this room of artists, all of them put their paintings to sell because they want to earn money.
A gallery.
Yes, a gallery, exactly. A gallery. That's the internet, okay?
Okay.
Now imagine a large language model company or AI company coming into this gallery. You know what basically they're doing? It's like they would go through this gallery, taking a photo of each painting that they see. And then they go outside and stand outside the gallery with a little booth selling photos of those paintings to people. That's basically what it is. So this claim that they're the ones creating these things, or creating this product, is bullshit. They created the models that harvest the internet and then resell that information to subscribers or to people or companies. So the software you see, that the LLMs who generate software, they found it somewhere else, meaning someone else wrote it. All the clever algorithms that they create are created by some human somewhere that they found on the internet. All the images that they see get inspiration from or are trained on are artists that drew them by hand or online, whatever, people who did it.
Yes.
So therefore I see that there is actually a good reason to fight back a little bit against these companies, because we know that the endpoint is going to be bad. And we know that what they're doing now is just not justified. And we know that they're taking something that was created by people.
Okay.
So all good reasons to fight, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying fight, but I'm saying there are things that you can do as a consumer.
Yes.
And if you are a creator, let's say you create music, one thing that many people do is a little bit complicated, so it's difficult to do it, but you can tweak the metadata of the product you make. So an LLM or an AI, they don't listen to music, for example. They look at just the data, the bytes. They just look at the sequence of bytes, and most likely they just look at the metadata to see what it is.
Okay.
So they see this is an audio track of vocals sounding like Rihanna, for example. It's going to take that and file that as Rihanna. And then someone else comes along and just oh, hey, Mr. AI, I want something that sounds like Rihanna. And the AI says, aha, got just a thing for you right here. And it takes out, it gives it to you, basically.
Okay.
So you can pollute this data. You can mask the metadata saying that this is a Rihanna song, but actually it's a song of, let's say, SpongeBob SquarePants screaming. The AI is going to take that thinking it's Rihanna and store it away. And then when someone says, hey, give me a Rihanna song, it's just going to give you, I got the thing right here. And it just, boop, it gives you back. And it's just SpongeBob SquarePants screaming.
Okay.
So what happens is that people are well, your AI model sucks. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to pay for it. So that's basically data poisoning.
Okay, but do you think that while we are talking about this, do you think that they're trying to find a way to what's the word, to tweak their AI, their language models into since people is already polluting the metadata, we're gonna do this tweak in our language models to read better the metadata.
Yeah, but of course eventually they're gonna be able to probably filter it out, but it costs them time and money to do it.
Okay. So wherever you heard in their wallet, the better.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to remember, as we said before, they are training on 51% of the internet that is generated by LLMs, which most likely is, if you only assume 5% of the internet is false and you train LLMs on that, you're going to have failure after a few generations. So they're going to have to figure out a way to do it in a more, scalable way, but it's going to cost them money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other things could a regular consumer, what the average Joe should do for resist?
That's a difficult question because
a little guerrilla against the language models and this AI bullshit.
It's a difficult question because what can we do? Like they're everywhere, and
we already embrace those things.
Yeah,
it's really what do you call it? It's really convenient.
It's really convenient. It's safe. The selling point is that it saves you so much time. Like instead of searching the internet for 2 hours, you get the information in 30 seconds. Like time is always valuable to save time. So it's really difficult. I don't want to tell people not to use LLMs because it is actually good. It is good. It's just important to. It's very important that all of us we're just aware of what's happening and what they're doing, and we just illuminate that. So we don't create this fan, because now it's like this fan hype where they're like Anthropic and OpenAI are like gods that created, or they're the ones who created gods among humans, and they're so amazing. But no, we should actually just look at them. For these people, they are actually sinister. Like they just took everything from the internet and just sold it, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, they scanned the internet. What is the internet made of? It's made of things made by people. So I'm not saying anyone should stop using LLMs. I'm just saying, just be aware of what he's doing, how he's behaving, and people behind it. That's it. Just be aware of that. Share with people so everyone knows that, yeah, you're using a product that is it's basically killing creators as we speak. And the problem is also that for creators, for smart creators, because, okay, LLMs affect the marketplace by removing lots of the jobs. Yes?
Yes.
One problem is that, okay, we remove lots of the jobs from the market because of LLMs.
Yes.
People are going to take matters into their own hands and be like, okay, I'm going to become an independent creator. I'm going to become an independent contractor. I'm going to make my own business because no one wants to hire me. Companies don't hire anymore. So I'm going to make something myself.
Yes.
How would a creator or someone making their own business earn money? By advertisement and services, but most likely by advertisement, especially creators on YouTube.
Yes.
When you have lots of LLMs and AIs, bots, basically, just wandering through the internet, scanning things, all the advertisement clicks, all the affiliate links are getting false data. Like an AI clicks the link but doesn't buy anything. So that means that companies are going to spend less money on advertisements. So in a way, you can lose your job to a large language model, and then you create your own product, you become a creator, and then you lose the ad money because of an LLM or an AI giving the advertisement false data. So it can fuck you both ways.
Yes.